Well, good morning. Thank you for being here for our winter safety preparation press conference. This morning, we've got 5 people that will be talking to you besides myself. To my right, your left, is Director Michael Cox from Public Works. Next to him is Director Kennedy from the airport and Port Control. Assistant Director of Safety, Ed Eckert. And then the Director of Public Utilities, Robert Davis, and then Mary McNamara, Director of the Office of Aging. This time I'll turn it over to Director Cox.
Thank you, Dan. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
As Dan said, I'm Mike Cox. I'm the Director of Public Works for the City of Cleveland. Part of those responsibilities is snow removal and street maintenance. We're glad to have you out here today to talk about our preparation for the winter season, and also to show you some of the vehicles that will be on our streets this year, and to talk about our process on removing snow. So if I may, I'll go through our personnel levels for snow removal at this time. We currently have about 175 people assigned to snow removal. That's drivers, that's full-time drivers, seasonal drivers. We have heavy equipment operators. We have laborers that are assigned to snow removal. We have 3 shifts. We work first, second, and third shift during the winter season. We also have, as you see some of the trucks here, but we have 68 trucks involved in snow removal. That's our large trucks and our single axles. They're all filled with ice and snow removal equipment, plows, and salt. We also have, if you see over this area, there's some smaller pickup trucks that we use in the smaller alleys and places that we have to go down. We have about 8,000 residential streets that we have to plow each snow. So we have that. Those smaller trucks and larger trucks to get that done. We have an inventory of salt. We have on hand about 20,000 ton of salt on hand at this moment, but we have the opportunity to buy up to 60,000 additional ton this year. We have 18,000 gallons of de-icer, liquid de-icer, and about 5,000 tons of brine. The truck over here is a brine truck, and that's a pre-treatment truck for our roads and bridges. We have 54 primary and main street routes that we cover. We also take care of, we break our residential areas into 292 subsections. We do our primary and secondary streets first. That's what we service first. We get them into a fair or passable condition, and then we'll move into our residential areas. Depending on the level the level of the snowfall that we get, we have between 48 and 72 hours to get into those residential areas. So we are working those. Again, we do a systematic process by which we do. That's the mains first. Once the mains are again and primaries are in a fair, I want to make sure I emphasize it. Once they're in a fair to passable condition, then we'll move into the residentials on our routes. We have 8,000 residential streets that we have to service. We have 292 subsections in those residential streets. We also have help that we get when the snow is over a certain length from utilities. They will loan us equipment, and we will get those drivers and equipment from them. We also have some heavy duty equipment that if we get a large snow, that we'll put our heavy duty plows in effect. Okay, so with that, I'd like to introduce Robert Kennedy from Airport.
Thank you, Director. Good morning, everyone. Glad to give you an update on the status of Cleveland Hopkins and Burke Lakefront for the weather preparedness. All our runways at Cleveland Hopkins are open. We were under construction earlier this year, but they have opened as of yesterday, prepared for the busiest Thanksgiving week that we're going to have in a decade, which is a significant improvement over where we have been in the past. We have this year a little different than where it has been in the past through our partnerships with the Federal Aviation Administration. This year at this time we have full use of our consolidated maintenance facility and snow equipment storage area. The snow equipment storage area is 97,000 square feet where we store over 100 pieces of equipment, which includes plows, tankers, and blowers. In fact, this year we received 8 new pieces of equipment and bringing our grand total to 108 pieces of equipment to make sure that our runways, taxiways, and our ramp areas are in a good position to receive aircraft and dispatch aircraft. Our teams have been training since October, and so some people say, oh, I see people out there plowing snow in October and there's no snow. That's our training. We train, and retrain to make sure that we're prepared. I've said it before in these press conferences and others, the one thing that we will never allow to do is unsafe conditions at either airport, and that's why we take the precautions that we do. Like Director Cox in Public Works, we have significant supplies of chemical and sand on the airport to treat the runways, taxiways. We cannot use salt on our runways and taxiways. We must use that outside the airfield. So the teams are ready. They have been testing each other. The chemical is available. All runways are open, and we're going to have a busy Thanksgiving week, which leads up to our busy holiday season coming for Christmas. And just for the record, all escalators and elevators are working at Cleveland Hopkins. So we thank you. We're prepared for to meet our guests and to welcome them on their journeys either to Cleveland or to somewhere else. At this point, I'll turn it over to Assistant Director Eckert for Public Safety. Assistant Director.
Thank you, Director. Again, my name is Ed Eckhart, and I'm the Assistant Director for the Department of Public Safety. I'm just going to cover some of the highlights from the Department of Public Safety. We do have representatives from our divisions of Police, Fire, EMS, Animal Care and Control, and our Office of Emergency Management here for you to get some more detailed information from them. One of the things that is important is that we all work together up here and able to get our missions done. Although in public safety, obviously, we are responding to 911 calls, but we couldn't get that accomplished without the support of Director Cox and the other directors within the city of Cleveland. So this is a collaborative process. A couple things that I just want to highlight for you, and again, our representatives from the divisions are here to speak with you afterwards. First thing I want to talk about is the emergency parking ban. As you recall, every year when there is a significant snow event, the city of Cleveland, under certain situations, will announce an emergency parking ban. An emergency parking ban, and in that case, that sends the notification out that all cars need to be off primary streets and those streets that are identified under that parking ban so that Director Cox and his staff can get in and get the snow removed. Additionally, under the Department of Public Safety, we want people to be aware and mindful of the potential for things like carbon monoxide poisoning, fires, especially during the holiday season with cooking and things related to Christmas decorations. People should really be cautious about making sure that things like extension cords, chimneys are clear, things like that. So in the event that you're having a get-together at your home, we're not having a scenario where a bunch of people are getting sick because of a potential of a carbon monoxide event. People should also be mindful in terms of the extreme weather, especially things like frostbite, hypothermia, elderly people, people who have a pre-existing medical condition for either respiratory problems or cardiac problems. You should be aware during the severe weather that you probably shouldn't be out and about, especially shoveling snow. Shoveling snow every year can be very dangerous for everybody, but especially those that may have cardiac or respiratory conditions. Our animals, that's why we have our friend here this morning. Please make sure that animals aren't outside in extreme weather. There's a number that I would like to share with everybody, and this is a number that people can call if they see an animal left tied up out in extreme weather, and that number is 664-3069. Again, that's 664-3069. It's a number to our Animal Care and Control Division for those circumstances where people see that animals may be tied up out in extreme weather. We certainly want to make sure that we take care of our four-legged friends. The last thing that I wanted to highlight was the ability for citizens to sign up for our Code Red system. Our Code Red is an automatic notification system through our Office of Emergency Management that in the event of an emergency or a significant snow event, anything where we think helpful information could assist our citizens, you can go to the city's website, and right underneath the mayor's picture you will see an area where you can click on, and it allows you to sign up for our Code Red program. And again, that will provide our citizens and visitors, anybody that's interested, with useful information in the event of either a weather emergency or some other event where we think information may be helpful. Again, our representatives from the divisions of Police, Fire, EMS, Animal Care and Control, and Office of Emergency Management will be available for more specific questions afterwards. With that, I would like to ask Director Davis from the Department of Utilities to come up, please.
Thank you, Ed, and good morning. As he's indicated, I am Robert Davis, Director of Public Utilities for the City of Cleveland, and the Department of Public Utilities consists of Cleveland Water, Cleveland Public Power, and Water Pollution Control, and we are prepared for this winter weather. We perform regular maintenance on our equipment and systems to ensure that we're prepared for all seasons, not just the winter. Our heavy equipment fleets are primed for winter season. This includes our backhoes, our trailers, our compressors, our lighting equipment, our large pumps, and etc. We also maintain a fleet of water snow plows and snow removal equipment and vehicles to stock with cases of salt and calcium chloride to help melt the snow, and they are available to assist Public Works if needed. We have increased our number of crews during the winter season, and particularly with regard to water main breaks. Our crews work 24/7 to ensure that we meet all operational needs as it relates to service delivery. Because our crews are working outside and in inclement weather conditions and hazardous road conditions, we want to make sure that they're safe at all times. So when traveling by a construction zone or a work site, please be sure to reduce your speed and adhere to the traffic and detour signs for your protection as well as the protection of our employees. With regard to the division of water, what can our customers do? And here's a few tips to get you kind of ready for your home during the winter. Disconnect all outdoor drains and hoses from outside. Insulate your water pipes and faucets in unheated areas. Seal off access doors and air vents and cracks. Find the master shutoff valve that's generally located in your basement. Leave a pencil-thin water stream running to prevent freezing as well. Repair all broken and cracked windows in your basement or your crawl spaces. Heat tape can be used to heat up in those spaces where you don't have heat very well. And you can also use air dryers to thaw out frozen pipes as well. With regard to Cleveland Public Power, with colder temperatures, we reach for electric blankets and space heaters and other aids to kind of keep us warm during the winter. So keep in mind that you are safe and your family is safe. So always unplug your electric blanket when it's not in use. Keep furniture and drapery and flammable materials and other household objects away from your space heater, at least 3 feet away. And I want to repeat that, that's very important, at least 3 feet away. Plug portable space heaters directly into the outlet. Do not use an extension cord. And I repeat, do not use an extension cord. And for your baseboard heaters and shut-off valves and circuit breakers, make sure that you kind of lock that and tag that out so no one can go and trick that circuit breaker and turn it back on without your knowledge. And because portable heaters and electric blankets are sometimes recalled, you want to make sure that you check your brand and models to make sure it's not a subject of recall. And never purchase a counterfeit electric product because it hasn't been tested for safety, and it's also extremely hazardous. With regard to water pollution control, as it relates to your sewer drains, keep drains clear of debris, shovel snow in front of your catch basins in your homes and your businesses. And when melting snow has kind of gotten in your storm drains, it can cause freezing and cause the road to flood as well. Check your sewer vents to make sure that there's not a gas buildup that's in there. If you smell an rotten egg smell, you may have some type of gas buildup. So make sure you seek medical attention and most importantly, call a licensed bonded plumber to make sure that they check your vents. And don't pour grease down the drain. Do not pour grease down the drain. That is one of the most number one cause of blocking of sewer drains and sewer pipes. And it's worse in the winter because it kind of coats the interior lining of the pipe and causes it to freeze, and that starts that breakup. And so with that being said, this is kind of a high-level overview. My commissioners from all 3 divisions are here to talk a little bit more in detail about some of the things that you may have questions on. And with that, I'm going to turn it over to the Director of Aging, Mary McNamara.
Good morning. Once again, my name is Mary McNamara, and I'm the Director of the Cleveland Department of Aging. The winter months can bring slippery sidewalks and bone-chilling winds, not to mention colds and flu. These seasonal challenges can be particularly hazardous to older adults. Cleveland is home to more than 70,000 older adults, and as an age-friendly city, the Department of Aging recommends the following actions for Cleveland's older adults to stay safe this winter. First, get a flu shot. Older adults are especially vulnerable to dangerous complications of the flu. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, between 71 and 81% of flu deaths occur in people over the ages of 65. They're also the most likely group to be hospitalized as a result of complications from the flu. Your best protection is to get an annual flu vaccine each year. Please also talk to your doctor about a pneumonia vaccine. Pneumonia often develops as a complication of the flu, and it can be deadly. Secondly, in these winter months, stay connected. We at the Department of Aging offer a daily phone call to older adults who live alone to check on their well-being. This automated phone call is free and notifies your emergency contact if you don't answer. If you're interested in learning more about the Cleveland Care Calls program, please call us at the Department of Aging at 664-2833. And if you need assistance signing up for the Code Red system that was mentioned, we can help you with that. Third, as was mentioned, bundle up. Due to body changes that happen with aging, seniors are at a greater risk of hypothermia, which occurs when your body temperature falls to a dangerously low level. To help stay warm, keep your thermostat set to 68 degrees or higher and dress warmly both inside and out. Frostbite can be a risk too, especially for people with heart disease and circulation. We also ask people, if you need help stretching your dollars this winter season, please call us. If you're interested in finding out if you're eligible for the Home Energy Assistance Program, commonly referred to as HEAP, or other ways to save money on utilities this winter, including the home weatherization program, please call us. As was mentioned, please stay warm safely. Please don't heat your house using the oven. It is a fire hazard. And if you must use a space heater, please use it safely. Winter is a great time to make sure you have working smoke and carbon monoxide detectors. And if you don't have a working heat source in your home, such as a furnace, please call us at the Department of Aging. We'll connect you with agencies that may be able to help. And if you need help with getting your batteries changed in your smoke detector, please call us as well. A few other tips that I want to highlight. Please remember to step carefully. It's easy to slip on snow or ice, and falls cause serious injuries to older adults. Remember to wear sturdy shoes, boots with non-skid soles. Make sure if you use a cane, the rubber tip at the end is in good condition. We want to make sure that you're stocked up. Winter storms can often keep older adults homebound. Make sure you have enough food and medication on hand to last a week, and make sure you have a working flashlight and extra batteries too. When a snowstorm hits, you'll be glad you did. And don't hesitate to ask for help or hire help this winter season. It might be with shoveling snow, getting a ride from one icy point to another, grocery shopping, or you might even need help having someone take your dog for a walk. Lastly, if you have an elderly neighbor or a loved one that you're concerned about, I urge all Cleveland residents to check in on them on a regular basis. Make sure they have a proper heating source, food and water, their medications are filled, and that they can get out of the house in an emergency. Many of these tips are in our winter resource guide. This is available on our website. You can call us at the Department of Aging at 664-2833, and we'll mail one out to you. At this point, I'll turn it back to Dan Williams.
Well, directors, thank you.